Content has the capacity to skyrocket your business to give you a large views, a large reach, a large visibility. But if only we can fully leverage on content, all the sales team members combined, the reach they can cover is not even close to what a good content can cover for a business. Currently, we see businesses that are racking millions. If you have a sales team, how long will it take them to be able to ascertain that level of reach in terms of coverage? How long will it take them? Even if you have them scattered all over the world, it's going to take a substantial time from them. All right, so today we want to discuss on a very important subject, a key topic, and one of the reasons why I say this is important is because I even categorize myself to also fall under this bracket. I also categorize myself to fall under this bracket. So we are discussing on what happens to businesses that don't leverage content in 2026. So, as we all know, this content era, the year 2026, it's a content era. And at this point, right, we can all understand that literally anything you would want to do right now, it is already present online. And it is very, very important to note because whatever you're even planning to do, there's a high tendency someone is already doing that same thing you want to do, but they're also doing it online, meaning they're showing up online. And this makes you to begin to wonder like, should you do content or you shouldn't do content? Now, this is coming from someone from my own angle, right? Coming from my own end. So we are more like in the position whereby it is you don't need to wait anymore, right? Content it's a must right now. And when we say it's a must, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it personally, but you need to have someone or in your company or in your team that ensures that this content are being dished out. And because the idea is that if you don't do content, right, there is a high tendency someone who is also running the same business as you do, that same person is doing the same business, and that person is also putting themselves out there, meaning they are also making content. So, and also, we're also in the era of AI. Now, AI is literally everywhere. Everybody is making AI content. And mind you, right, in as much as AI content is always there, so it's always good for a company when you're making content, they need to be like a face. And I understand some business owners, you necessarily don't want to be that person, right? But it could be within your team or it could be outsourced. But the idea is that try as much as you can to tailor your content to be more aligned with human feel, right? Because AI overuse currently, the AI, once you make use of AI, there's an overuse of it, right? So we are just going to focus on what happens to businesses that don't leverage content in 2026. So the first thing we want to look at is when it comes to poor, poor reach, right? Poor reach, or we can see visibility. Now, the idea of poor reach and visibility is the fact that one of the benefits of using content is that content gives you the avenue for your business to be showcased to a larger audience. And I know this is where the challenge comes in, right? Because most times, I know your video, people might not see it, right? It's okay. But one thing you need to understand, I want you to look at the positive angle of this, right? Your day-to-day business activities, you already have people you sell to. Either you have sales team members that get to reach out to people. Now, I want you to look at the positive angle of this, right? Your day-to-day business activities, you already have people you sell to. Either you have sales team members that get to reach out to people. But I'm telling you, right, if only we can fully leverage on content, all your sales team members combined, the reach they can cover is not even close to what a good content can cover for a business, right? Currently, we see businesses that are racking millions. If you have a sales team, how long will it take them to be able to ascertain that level of reach in terms of coverage? How long will it take them? Even if you have them scattered all over the world, it's going to take a substantial time from them. And as we all know, right, time is something that we have limited amount of it. So that is when you look at poor reach. Content has the capacity to skyrocket your business to give you a large views, a large reach, a large visibility. And this is something we cannot play with because the ideology of business, especially of sales, is that You only need to get more eyeballs, right? Eyeballs. People need to see what you're doing. People need to hear what you're doing. People need to know about what you're doing, right? And that is how visibility is being covered. Even some big professionals who run meta ad and the rest, right? Some ad charges you based on impression, based on reach, right? So you get to show your ads to a large number of people that is rich, and they also get to charge you based on impression, meaning how many times does this number of people that has already seen your ad, how often they keep seeing that ad. So that is how important reach is when it comes to today's online social platforms, right? And now I understand. You can start making your videos, right? And the very first one week, even me making my video, right? I'm just trying to make you see how important this is. It's so important that even from my own end, you just have to start doing this. I believe there is no perfect time, there is no best time, there is no waiting to get the right gadget, there is no waiting to get the right skills. You just literally need to start jumping on content right now. That is how important this is. And I'm saying this from my own perspective, right? And if you can notice, right, even if you have a smartphone, it is very, very paramount. You want to, some people are like, oh, I want to get a digital camera before I can start doing that. Yeah, I know that's right. If you have the will to do that, yeah, you can by all means go ahead and do it. But you shouldn't use that as the excuse to procrastinate. It is best you start using it. And just have this in mind because from what so many people have explained on the social media platform, most people are just doing this content not because of they are planning to monetize this anytime soon. So they're just doing it for the fun of it. And over time, it became something that even changed the course of their business and even changed the whole game. Because once you're doing it for, you're just doing it. Let's say you have the body to educate people. You're doing it now. You can say, I'm doing this for educational purpose. Some people can say, I just love doing it. I'm doing it for fun. It's just for my leisure. Now you're doing it as a leisure stuff. It's more of like your hobby. So the idea is that with that you can stay longer, you can persist longer, you can be around, you can be consistent. That is the idea. That is the idea. So the one of the issues like what businesses that don't get to use social media content in 2020, this is the first thing they get to suffer is poor reach, which is visibility. Like I explained, right? No matter the sales team you currently have, right? They only have a finite amount of people they can reach. But I tell you, I don't even need to tell you, you've seen it already. One good video, one good content can cover all what a sales team can cover in terms of leads, in terms of conversion. So that's how important, that's why this is so important, very, very paramount. Now, the other thing, so for this video, yes, this is just the first video, we're going to try to make it as brief as possible. Now, the second point we are looking at now is when it comes to the consequences or the challenges of what you will encounter if you don't make content as a business. So the second thing is like you get to suffer from poor authority. So when we say poor authority, it's because if you look at LinkedIn, most of us who are you do LinkedIn, right? If you notice, tell me what is the major thing you notice everybody is trying to do on these platforms? They're all trying to build authority. Yeah, so everyone is just trying to build authority. Everybody's trying to look like, yes, I know what this, I know what I'm saying. I know this is my field. Everybody's creating a niche whereby this niche is what they talk about, and they're like, this is the go-to expert for this. This is the go-to expert for this. So that is what authority means. For instance, as a marketing or an advertising agency, now there's a way you show up online, and you only focus on marketing and like marketing and only that niche. So what happens over time, based on the content, the feedback, the things you've been able to give out, what happens? People see you as an authority in that space. And once you've become an authority in a space, what this simply means is that whenever people have problems or challenges related to what you are teaching or related to your own side of authority, they come to you. And that is one thing that can change the course of any business, or even people who are like a brand, like they run like a personal brand whereby they don't really run a company, but them as themselves, like an individual, they have this personal brand whereby they create a portfolio whereby people or companies or even brands reach out to them as an individual to either work with them or to even take whatever they're doing to the next phase. And this is not like an influencer, no, this is more of like a brand authority, a brand person, or someone who has for time built on their personal portfolio, their brand, their personal stuff. So that's the idea of authority. Because if you don't have a good, credible source of authority online, what happens is that it also reduces your reach. right? So you see, all these are connected. The first point we talked about is poor reach, right? And for you to be able to create and get more reach, it also ties for you to work on your authority. Meaning, the more you consistently show up online on a particular area, you only talk about a particular area over time. You build an authority in that area, so you become the go-to source for anything related to that stuff. So people come to you, and once they come to you, what this simply means, these people come in, they become leads. So you can convert some of these leads into potential clients. So that's the idea. These are some of the things. If you're a business person or a business owner, you're not doing this. So these are the downside of not putting content out in 2026 and beyond. And this is so critical. It's so critical. And I'm saying this, and I'm also calling myself out. Why I say this is because you shouldn't enter 2027 without putting out content in any form of what you're doing, especially if you're a business person, right? Or if you're a brand ambassador, or if you're a person you're trying to build influence. That is the area, right? And most times, some people are like, oh, we don't, there's no need for this. Yeah, there are two types of people. There are people who already have authority, who already have influence outside social media, and that's perfect. But one thing you need to look at, right, there are those set of people, they already have influence outside social media, and they also have another set of people that have influence, but it is tied with social media. We can all argue whatever we want, but one thing you need to know is that those ones who have this authority outside, who has this authority with social media, their pool is that it's so wide, like random people, or even people you as a person can only imagine. This sort of people can reach out to them, and you don't even know the conversations that are happening right in the DM. Right, so I understand that people have influence outside social media, right? But we've seen cases whereby people who have this influence outside social media, they still come into social media to do what? To double it, to amplify it, because social media is an amplifier. If you're already big, you come into this place, within 2 3 days, you become bigger. But that's you see, even people that already have influence, it's even good for them. But if you don't have any influence in any form outside social media, if you come into social media, you have to build it over time. You need to build it over time. So you see, there is no shortcut to this. Just like we said earlier, right? It is all about the hack to this is that some people do this as fun, as hobby. So it helps them to stay consistent, not looking at what they can get from this at this 3 months, 2 months. So people stay on this for years, 2 years before they start paying off. So that's the idea of this. So authority, poor authority is also tied to not having an active content for businesses, like a business person, a business owner, your business, you don't have any online presence. So this is where you struggle, poor authority. And the last point which we want to talk about is that's to stay updated. So this is tricky, right? Staying updated, this simply means that they say that the more you circle around the block over time, you start becoming one of them, or at least you get to know what's happening around the block. So that's how the whole social media content is, right? The longer you stay in this space, over time you begin to know what to do and what not to do. And the thing is that even in 2027 and all the future years, I still don't see a possibility whereby social media will just stop being the thing. I think it's even each year it's going to be amplified. And the longer you stay there, you stay updated on what's happening globally. How best can you utilize AI skills in order for you to amplify your content? How best can you monetize your content? What are the current updates? What are these content platforms? What are they bringing out? What are the new initiatives? What are the new things people are doing? Okay, for instance, now for YouTube monetization, what is the new threshold? Have they made any changes? What are the key things you're trying to reach out? So all these updates, right? Because it's always painful doing things the traditional way, and you just do it the traditional way. Being online, running content, it's more of like the look at it as the digitalized way and a decentralized economy whereby anything you can do is really tied to yours, it's tied to you at the end of the day. So it's more of like a community. The longer you stay, the longer you get better. The longer you stay, the longer you get better. The longer you work on this, the longer you start getting the hang of it. And that's just the idea, staying updated. Because even in 2027, we don't even know the tech stacks, the technologies that are going to be coming out. And this is one of the areas whereby it helps us to stay updated and stay refined. So in order for us to make this very short, it's really not a good idea. It's not a good idea not to have an online presence in 2026. Even as of me, I would want to say it's even becoming a bit too late. Yeah, because it's becoming a bit too late because now there's too much saturation. Now, the challenge is that you need to really stand out. There needs to be a unique perspective Now with AI, so many informations are just regurgitated information, right? People are just regurgitating the same information, amplifying it, just making some tweaks, but it's still the same information. So those are some of the ID challenges that definitely you already have right now. So that's what I'm saying. It's becoming a bit too late because the whole space is crowded and so many things are just there. So at this point, right, if I'm to give an advice, and just like to say, I think the best way to stand up right now is trying to be down to cut, make it down, like even most times, like just cut down the whole production. Now we have so many high quality contents, like everything fully edited, but still yet on YouTube, sometimes you go to some platform, you see simple recorded like play video, no edit, no cut in between. And maybe because of what these people are giving out, it's very, very insightful. You see these videos do well. So videos like that still gets to reinforce what we are saying is that sometimes it's only the major thing is the content. It's the content and also the individual, right? Because at the end of the day, if someone can just take out the camera and just record and talk about something that people can connect with without so many heavy editing, this top premium editing, just cut it down, cut it down. The idea is just to give out what you feel, to air out your own mind, and just use this opportunity to put yourself out there. Yeah, so that's just the idea. And in 2026, I urge everyone, business owner, brand ambassador, influencer, you just have this thing you should always look at, not going into 2027 without putting content out, either as a personal brand or as a business. So it's very, very important. So thank you. We're going to be making more videos like this. We're going to be talking around everything concerning business, software, technology, and everything concerning business, right? So I'll see you in the next video.